If you were to attempt to simulate an OpenClaw, what would you use to build it so it's safe to use and purpose-built? You can build your own OpenClaw. OpenClaw is open. You can grab the code and you can fork it and you can make your own version. In terms of the safety, there's a couple of layers of safety. First is your device. Main thing is you do not run it on your primary device. You do not give it access to the files and the shell of your primary device. So that's why people have been buying Mac Minis. That's overkill. You can do it on a Raspberry Pi or on an old laptop. I have a VPS, so I spend $10 a month on a VPS. The second layer is what you connect it to. As soon as you create a connection to anything, you're creating vulnerabilities. You connect it to your email, that's a vulnerability. You connect it to a large language model, that's another vulnerability. There's vulnerabilities that come through these third-party connections, but also in the actual connection itself. That's why you need to have security hardening so that data can't be sniffed moving between your whatever you're building and these other services. Then there is prompt injection. So you want to use a large language model that is more secure against prompt injection. Claude is the best at that at the moment. There may be some other open source models that are hardened, but it's going to be Claude. So when you're thinking about security, you have to hit different levels. So if you are trying to build an OpenClaw-like agent, but it's safe to use, it's going to be around those levels of security. One, isolate it. If you really want it to be secure, don't connect it to the internet. 2, limit what it's connected to. You can also have local software. 3, if you use a local large language model, use LM Studio, set up a local large language model and run it on that device. That's going to be more secure. But every time you make it more secure, you are losing functionality. You are losing ease. One of the great things about OpenClaw is the ability to connect it to everything and to have it run your life. There's always going to be that push and pull between, I want it to do lots of cool stuff for me, but the more I connect it to, the more vulnerabilities I'm opening up. That's going to be exactly the same, even if you build your own version of OpenClaw. So the insecurities don't come from OpenClaw itself. There are some, but they're being patched very quickly. The insecurities come from the device that it's on, the tools it's connected to, and the connection points between those tools themselves. And that's going to be exactly the same, even if you build your own gateway, even if you build your own harness. Things like Cowork, which comes from Claude, you can download it onto your desktop. It's got Windows now, Mac OS or Windows. That runs in its own virtual machine. It's a bit more secure, and they have been more selective in what it can connect to. It has plugins, but you can't connect it to absolutely everything, which is one of the massive risks. There's going to be a trade-off between how much power do you want, but how much risk you're willing to take to have that power.